Thank you very much indeed. Now, Nairobi Governor Evans Kidero has committed to address traffic congestion in the city among a raft of measures that intends to introduce to restore Nairobi's lost glory. Addressing the first sitting of the Nairobi County Assembly, Kidero said he would introduce bills in the Assembly that will enhance efficiency in the running of the county business. And as Eric Njoka reports, the governor insists that apart from fighting graft, the only way to grow the economy of the city is to improve infrastructure.
Out with the old City Council of Nairobi, in with the new county government of Nairobi. But even as the governor of Nairobi sets in a new county assembly, he has a huge task ahead of him. For Governor Evans Kidero, making Nairobi Africa's leading city was the thought lingering in his mind, even as he took his first task as the boss of the county, that of inspecting the guard of honor mounted by Council Askaris. Inside the council hall, more than 100 county representatives from the county, invited dignitaries and the Nairobi senator were all here to partake in the first sitting of the county assembly. Kidero unveiled his 7-point legislative agenda, but not before calling for the members' cooperation in the implementation of what he termed crucial bills.
This privilege is only an opportunity, something we may make good use of and earn ourselves a place of honor in the history of our country, or something, or we can waste and put ourselves in a footnote of shame in the history and indeed our republic as a whole.
Kidero insisted that there are numerous challenges ahead, including the reduction of the high wage and debt bill, which stands at 800 million per month. Kidero wants to introduce bills that will improve health, water and sanitation, as well as ensure proper land use, electronic traffic management system, community policing and youth employment. But his promises notwithstanding, Nairobians' expectations are very high.
Tumesikia pesa ya kaburi iliibiwa, imekuliwa. Afuatilie hiyo watu wameiba wapelekwe kotini. Hiyo pesa irudishwe, sababu utangata ukienda kusika mtu. Lazima unakuta unapomona nakuta mapupa ingine watu wamekufa. Ndio mapupa iweke kando ndio uweke mtu yako.
Garbage iko mingi, sewage ni mingi, mitaa imeshikana. Tena ukora ndio mingi sana kwa sababu unaogopa hata kutembea usiku.
The youth were expecting that Evans Kidero will going to create job employment.
It is my humble plea to the honorable members to give serious thought to the bills that I intend to bring to this assembly as proposals to address some of the concerns that I've outlined in this speech.
And even before he outlined his agenda, his war on corruption is already underway, with 4 senior City Hall officials suspended over the loss of 180 million shillings in a procurement syndicate. Many anticipate that fighting graft in the county will be key in his reign as governor.
We know for sure that those people who make Nairobi insecure are those people who come from the informal settlement. So by uplifting their lives, by having adequate housing, jobs for them, insecurity for Nairobi will be a plus.
Hata kama ni mtu ameimba kitu ya Wakenya ako ndani ya City Hall, arudishe. Na tulisikia kuna watu walikufa na bado wanakula mishahara. Hiyo vitu ifuatilie ndio uchumi wetu inuliwe.
Eric Njoka, KTN, Nairobi.
Oh yes, wananchi taking charge of their county, and that's the way it should be. Now, other counties also had the first sitting of their county assemblies, including Kisumu City, where Governor Jack Ranguma outlined his roadmap. Now, Fred Omulo joins us now live from our Kisumu bureau with the highlights of Ranguma's speech. Omulo, if you can hear me, now what plans does he have for the residents of Kisumu City? Can you tell us?
Kisumu Governor Jack Ranguma broadly outlined 3 areas in which he wants to focus over his term that will end in 2017. First of all was job creation. Second, he wants to improve the infrastructure in the county, and third, he wants to turn this into an ICT as well as a financial hub. In job creation, he says that he will introduce bills that will make this region attractive to manufacturers and industries, and thereby creating the knock-on effect where people get employment. Secondly, he said that he wants to focus on the small-scale traders. You probably know that majority of the residents in this region are not in formal employment. They operate small-scale businesses, probably what you can call micro-enterprises, and strengthening them and creating more jobs in that sector means more and more idle youth and people who are jobless then get opportunities to earn cash. On the other, secondly, he also spoke about infrastructure. He wants to target it for two reasons. First of all, to improve market access. There are a lot of people deep in the remote areas of Kisumu County who cannot easily deliver their products to the market. And on the other hand, there are people in the city and in the major towns who want those products but cannot access them. So to improve market access, he said that he will focus on infrastructure. Secondly, he also spoke about a conurbation. Now, a conurbation is a plan in which the county authorities go ahead and improve all the major towns within the county, while simultaneously working on a master plan in which they bring all these towns together to create a metropolis similar to Los Angeles in America or Shanghai in China. So he said he'll introduce proposals to turn Kisumu County into one huge metropolis, a conurbation, starting with the small towns in the various constituencies such as Nyakach, Nyando, Kisumu East, etc. And then finally he spoke about the ICT hub, which he really spoke about, went over and over about. He said that Kisumu is an ideal place, since it's a gateway to the East African region. It's an ideal place to really emphasize and really deeply invest in ICT, creating the ICT infrastructure. At the same time, he wants to do a similar thing with the financial services. Kisumu probably has all the major banks in Kenya represented here. There are around 43 banks in Kenya. More than 35 are represented in this city, and he wants to spread their services around and turn this into a financial hub where people can actually look at it as a sort of Switzerland within East Africa. Those were the broad areas that he touched on, Njoroge.
Jack Ranguma, Kisumu City Governor, very, very ambitious plans, all our best wishes, and thank you very much, Fred Omulo, live in Kisumu City.